Hello there, everybody. It's TechnoJock here with another Quantus from the FTOG server, and we're back over in the Botania Dome. And I know we've been doing a lot of Botania recently, but I promise next time out we're going to be doing something completely different. I just want to finally get this Livingwood and Living Rock automation done and dusted. If you recall, I was intending starting off doing that, but the plan that I had was a little bit too complicated and turned out to be unworkable at the time. But I have got a new plan, which may make you reevaluate what I consider to be simple. But before we get going on that, I have done a couple of things. Made myself the Mana Seer monocle, and that's so I can see the area of influence of flowers. So the floating gourmandilus there can pick up food from that little area there. Perfect. And the real reason I wanted to do that is because I have made these floating solognolias. And as you can see there, that's the area of their influence. So it stops me from hoovering things up with my magnet ring within that area. So I've made 5 of these. I've made one for each of the dispensers because they don't quite cover up to the next one. Even if I was to put one in the middle, it's just not quite there. And then I also put one over next to the petal machine so that the things underneath aren't getting moved around by me wandering about up here. And I think that's about it. I can't recall doing anything else. So, what are we doing today? Well, let's have a look at the basics. Let's cut this down into bite-sized chunks. Things we need to do to be able to get living wood and living rock. We need to check to see how much living wood and living rock we've got in our little storage drawer here. If we need some, then we take the raw material that we want from here and we place it down around about the pure daisy in this little square, these 8 blocks here. We wait a minute, it takes about a minute to do, and then we break the block and we put it back into the storage drawer and rinse and repeat. Now the thing that I'm going to be using for this a lot of this stuff will be, if we have a look, we've got phantom placers and phantom breakers that I've already made. These are things from Actually Editions and they are very cool indeed. As the name suggests, they place and break items. But the phantom bit of it means that they can do that from a distance. And in this case, it means they can do it from under the floor, which is fantastic for us. So let's just clear out a little space at the moment. Oops. What on earth? A little bit of server lag there because of the update. Not the update, the backup. Right. Let's do that, and let's clear up this little bit here. Oh. So, yeah, we're going to be working around here a fair bit, so let's just make it so we can get in and out of here pretty easily. So, first things first, I'm going to take our drawer controller, and I've put a spruce trim here. In fact, I want another one. I want it to be a little bit lower than I would ordinarily have it, because I'm working to a design which is only in my head. Now, phantom placers. We're going to go around, we're going to get these, and we're just going to go like this all the way around here. And perfect. Cool. Redstone mode deactivation. That's all good. That's what we want them to be. Because we want them just to be placing all the time. And then I also need another tool. What is it again? I can't remember what it's called. It's from Actual Editions. In fact, I know what I can do. If I do that, I can see, we'll have a look in the book. It's going to say phantom breakers. We need a tool to bind it. looking to see, but I'm not seeing. Let's have a look at actually additions. I remember what it looks like, but I can't remember the name of the thing. And it's quite a dark thing as well, so it's difficult to see on here. No, it's black quartz stuff. Where on earth is this thing? Hang on. There we go. It was in my my bag all along. So we need to go around and go. We're going to bind that. Ooh, that's what we need to do. We need to put blocks above like this and bind it. I think. Or is it the other way around? I can never remember. Let's put a block in here and see. Go bind. Aha, right, okay. So, shift right click on the block that you want to place on top of. Right click, shift right click onto block. Yeah? So if we put a block in here, ta-da! Cool. Just go around and we'll double check as we go. Cool, that's working. So shift right click, add block. Perfect. Shift right, no. No. There we go. And up, cool. Shift right click, store block. Shift right click, store block. Shift right click. And it does tell you, you can see, it says connection is fine and working. So that's always promising when it gives you nice debug information like that. And they're like that. Perfect. Now, next up, we need XNet. So I'm going to want connectors. 8 of. Cool, that's fine. And then I want to have cables. And I don't know if you can hear that, but Calypso's desperate for me to turn on the bathroom tap. He does love a bathroom tap being turned on, does that boy? And like that, and like that. Perfect. Good, good, good. Let's connect all the outside of these. Like that. That. And then like that. Cool, 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 cool. Now we're going to get an XNet controller, and I don't think I've got one, so XNet controller, let's see. One of you. We need, well, I've got that, so let's do one of you. Yep, and then I think I'll probably store that as well, because it's quite handy. Tend to use a fair bit of them. There we go, one XNet controller. I'll need power cell, which I have. I've got an abundance of, and I'm wanting another connector. There, cool. Right, so let's go underneath here. Let's say I want the XNet connector to go onto here. Yes, I do. And then I want a chest. I want a chest on here. Cool. And that is going to go there. And then our XNet controller goes on. Oh no, that should be okay, I think. A little bit. Right, we'll work around this. Let's go now. We can power this up with that there. I'm getting power, perfect. And then we go we are going to be setting up a item network, which we can safely turn off at the moment, and we're going to be extracting from that chest, and we're going to be putting into these, and we're going to be saying we want to put one thing into each. So insert and one on each of these, and you'll see why in just a second if it's not already immediately apparent. What we are going to be doing is when we take either wood or stone, we're going to put in 8 into that chest, and then XNet is going to take that and put 1 into each of the placers there. So let's remove this. God, you gotta love Sci for being able to do this nice and quick for us. Right, let's take a bunch of wood, and let's take 8 wood, like that, and no, not doing. Oh, let's turn it on. Okay, that's being a bit slower than I had anticipated. Why is that? I wonder. Yeah, it's not being quick enough putting it in to be able to get it to all the bits that I need it to get to first, because it's taking out one at a time. By the time it comes around the next time, it's not putting in the right place. Right, change of plan then. Let me take out the XNet and let me put in something that's going to do this quicker. There we go, just putting the finishing touches to this, that we've got these nodes, our trusty blood magic nodes, set up. So I've shifted the drawer, the chest down. We've got an input routing node, we've got our master node, and we've got the 8 output ones. They're all set up the exact same, so on the upside of the node, i.e. above them, they are going to keep 1 spruce wood and 1 stone in stock at all times. All of them are done that way, and let's go and try it out and see how we get on this time. Let's go here, pop it into this chest. That sounds a bit more like it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's weird. Why did that one change over straight away? These are ones maybe that have been here before. Maybe they've got some sort of MBT data that they've partially, they've been infused a bit beforehand. That's really weird. Very strange. Okay, but that is what we want. Those things are going to do fine like that. So those nodes are good. That actually simplifies things a little bit, because now we want the phantom breakers. So the phantom breakers, they're all good. I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to pop that into this chest. There we go. In fact, no, I don't want to do that. It's not going to do that anyway, so I want to take, and that's not going to help me either, really. Oh. Right, pick that back up. Let's grab 4 more wood. I only need 2 more. 2 more wood. Let's put it down manually. And now we're going to go around with these, and we're going to put these down here, like this, because these have actually got a very short range. See, it says it's a range of 3. So that'll be range of 1, 2, and then 3 probably. So that's probably just as well that we are doing it in this manner. So want to go along redstone mode. No, we need redstone mode to be pulse. So let's get ourselves a redstone torch if we have, we do, we've got an abundance of them, that's good. So with a redstone torch we can whack these and turn it to pulse. So all of them need to be pulse, like this, that, and like that. And we'll keep that on as just in case. And I also want redstone conduit. I've only got 4, that's annoying. Do I have conduit binder? I've got 6 conduit binder. This might just work out a little bit. Might. Let's go, because this will give us 8, won't it? It makes 8 at a time. Very much doubt this is going to be enough, but we shall see how we get on. Because I'm going to need to come down here from this one. And then it's going to be along like this. All of these are going to be connected. Yeah, I'm not going to have nearly enough, unfortunately. I'll need to get some more. And then I'll need to disconnect all of these as well, and from the nodes, but connect them up onto these, because they will need to connect up the way. I don't have my wrench on me. That's fine though. Let me get more of this conduit and get that connected up. There we go, that's better. So I have disconnected all of the connections from the redstone conduit to the routing nodes, and I have forced the connection, just a normal connection, in and out, not with bothering with a strong signal, onto the bottom of each of the breakers. And then we've got a test system set up here, but we need to link these in the same manner that we did with the placers, but in this case we're linking to the block that needs broken. So shift right click that, shift right click that, connected. Cool. Shift right click that, shift right click that, and so on and so forth all the way around, like that, then that to that, that to that, and that to that, and then one last one, that one to that one. Let's pop on down, press the button, and everything should magically become broken. Excellent. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And it gets picked up and put in there. So this is where we can now use our XNet. We can come along and go like so, like so, like so. And we're going to have one on there. I'm going to disconnect that. Not that it really matters, and the XNet won't disconnect, but it'll look a little bit better. So we've got, oh, and we need that one there. Looks not the best doing it that way, but it will be fine. Let's get our cable. We can connect that cable there. Then we'll come over like this. Over like that. We can just get underneath there now. But we are very nearly done in terms of that. So we've got all of the breakers now connected through XNet. We need our XNet controller, which can go pretty much anywhere, but we'll put it there just because it's close, and then we'll put our power cell, put the power cell there. That's that powered. So we don't want conduit connectors, but we do want to say this is our channel 1. Let's just delete that, and let's create our item channel here. We shall disconnect it for the moment, and we're going to be extracting from all of these and inputting into the drawer controller. And it doesn't matter how many we've got, and I will go away and do this. There we go, that's all those set up. Nearly messed up by setting up the phantom placer that's connected there, but the rest of them are all done, all the phantom breakers. So anything that ends up in the phantom breakers is going to be put into our draw controller. I have also now set up the last little bit, which is the processor from RF Tools Control, and I have made the program. So we are now in good shape. Here is our program. It's very simple, very small, and I haven't tested it yet, so we could be in for some fun. Starts off, it's checking every 3 seconds, and it's not going to run until it finishes the program. So even if this takes longer than 3 seconds, it's not going to start a new instance of it, because we don't want it going and putting wood into that chest to be turned into Livingwood. And obviously it takes a minute for that to change over. We don't want 3 seconds later more wood going in and then more wood going in, otherwise we're going to end up with loads and loads of wood in there, or stone or whatever, before it's finished in the first lot. So we just want one instance of this running, but every 3 seconds it's going to check. If it's not already running, every 3 seconds it'll check. First of all, it's starting off checking the adjacent inventory. We don't need to put in a node name because we're not using nodes, we're just using the processor. So it knows if you don't put in a node name here, it means the processor. And we're checking on the upside of that. Yep, there we go, there's the upside of that. And we're checking for Livingwood, and we are checking for, if we go over here, we're checking for 64. So it's checking Livingwood in there. Is there more than 64? If not, there's the little red dot. If not, then go into the upside of the inventory and grab spruce wood and grab 8 of that, put it into the internal buffer of the processor. And I've set OR dictionary true. I'm not quite sure if we don't have spruce wood, if it'll use oak wood, but I thought I'd try that out. It shouldn't make any difference if it doesn't work. And we're going to then go and shift from the internal buffer into the inventory, which is on the downside of the node, which is that chest there. And of course, once that goes in there, then the nodes will shift that into the placers for us. At which point, it comes out of here and it waits. And it's going to wait 1400 ticks, which equates to 70 seconds. Because it takes 1 minute to actually change the wood over, I thought we'd give ourselves an extra 10 seconds leeway, just for time for the wood to get there and be placed, and just in case there's any kind of block lag or something like that. It gives us a little bit of leeway, so there's no point in doing it for just for a minute, because I think we would end up with losses then. It wouldn't change all the wood over. So 10 seconds gives us plenty of time. We don't need this to be the fastest thing in the world. That will be fine. And then we can say stop program. There we go. It'll go. So it's coming along here, goes through here, waits and stops. And then of course 3 seconds later it will start again. If we do have more than 64 Livingwood in there, then it'll come down here, go over and then down, and it's going to check for living rock in that storage drawer. It's checking for if we've got more than 64, and if not, it's going to go fetch some stone from the storage drawers, put it into the buffer, then move it from the buffer into that chest, and then go over here and then up, and again wait for the 70 seconds. All very cool, and we'll tidy that up, just put that there. So we've got our other stop thing. I'm going to put that in there, and we're going to save it to that. We've got our program card called living, because it's for living rock and living stone. Resource allocation, that's where our program's going to go. We'll click on that box and we'll allocate that. So that's where our stone or wood will be put, from in between it being taken from the storage drawers and before being put into the chest. We've got 1 CPU core, we've got 1 network card, and I just need to go, oh, actually I don't need a network card because we're not using nodes. So we can take that out and put that in, and that should be us. There we go. That was wood being placed. That was wood being placed. So if I grab lots of wood, let's grab a few stacks of wood. Put that in there. I don't have much stone. I've only got 14 stone in there. Let's see. Do I have more stone in here? I do not. Can I chisel this? I'm pretty sure I can chisel hardened stone into normal stone. No, I cannot. That is not in this pack. Okay. That's disappointing. Anything else resembling stone that I can chisel? Or something? No, that's polished stone. That's not going to do. That doesn't really matter. I'll go and grab some stone from over at the base in just a moment. That has changed over. Just going to wait a second then, and it should be picked up. Oh, no, it's not. It's not, and I need to take that out of there because I have been silly. There's something very important in here that I forgot to do. After the 70 seconds, we actually need to send a redstone signal out to activate these. So let's go here. Let's go down to the redstone. Set redstone on... Which side is that? We are facing south. So on the south side of here, we go south there, level 15, and then immediately on the south side, level 0. Oops. Level 0, and then like that. So let's grab that, save that, and we will grab this and this because I want to... I'll just pick all that stuff up like that. There we go. We'll just get that done. Right, let's put that back in. It's already done that. Right. I need to stop it. In fact, I'll just do that. Stop it. Right. Whew. There. Alright, let's put everything back in here, and once it gets around to doing things again, it'll be back on track. So give it 70 seconds-ish, and it should start again, and put the wood back up. And then we'll be okay. Just got a little bit out of sync there, but once it's actually running, that wouldn't make much difference as long as I don't interrupt it. But even then it should be okay. There we go, that's it done. Cool, right. So 70 seconds from now it should activate the breakers, and we will see that go up. We've got 23 Livingwood in there. It should go up to 31. Is it changing over some of the stuff that was there before? It's weird that it does that. It's quite cool that it does that. And then I'll be able to fill this up with a bunch of stone as well, and that will be that done. Come on, any minute now. We should have a countdown timer. I think I might want to do something with that basic drawer as well, and have it have a drawer with fanciness on it. Make it the living stone surrounding living wood somewhere on it or something like that. That'd be quite nice. There we go. That was it. Boom. Straight away with the next one. Perfect. Oh, so happy about that. That is brilliant. And that's going to be 31 Livingwood. Perfect. So this is going to go, it's going to run through. We've got 2 stacks of spruce wood in there. So that's easily going to get up to our stack of living wood that we need. So let's pop back to the house, grab some stone, put it in there, and we'll see what it's like after that. So at the moment we've got exactly 64 living wood in the storage container. So it's running one last thing, so it takes us over the stack that we want, which is perfect. So any moment now these will start changing over into living wood. And yeah, there we go, perfect. And in a few seconds from now, they should be harvested up and we should see the first stone going in. And perfect. Oh, couldn't be happier with this. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So that's us in a good spot now. We have got the basics down of a very robust Botania system over here. Obviously we'll come back and do things like the Alfheim portal and things in a little while, but like I promised, don't worry, we're going to be on to some other cool stuff. Probably some more industrial craft stuff in the next episode. Until then, ensure you do have funds, in fact have 2 this time, and I'll see you the next time. Bye bye.